Hey guys, welcome to week 188 of the Super Mario World RomHack Races. Today's level was made by Margot, who has done a couple race levels before. Margot has worked on several ROM hacks, and I've played a few of them. Sure Shot, Sayonara Mario World, Super Sicko's World, and I'm actually really looking forward to playing Superstar as well. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, hello. It looks like you're about to game over. Bummer. Guess you better go farm lives. So this level is laid out very differently from the other RomHack races. Instead of having a set linear path that I have to follow, instead there are 10 different rooms that each contain a minigame, and the goal of those minigames is to get a 1-up. If I lose more than 2 of those minigames as I'm playing through the whole round of them, I lose and I have to start over. So what I'm going to be doing is showing each of the rooms in the order I first encountered them, and kind of my progress of getting through each individual room, and then combine it all together in the end. This room is #BigSports, so the only source of 1-ups in this room is going to be a jump combo. I'd have to jump on 8 things in a row before it'll give me a 1-up. Only the footballs really give me points, and grabbing onto a vine doesn't reset your jump combo, so I can jump over to the football and then back to the vine until I've hit all 8 and I get my 1-up. The spike tops that are walking around the vine make me really nervous, and I wind up waiting a lot longer than I really should to try to avoid them. And I guess I should also mention that the bubble that's in the middle of the screen acts as water, but only for enemy sprites, not for Mario. Here is our second room, Boomerang Baby. This is another jump combo room. It only has a single shell in it that I can jump on to give me points. This fire comes through frequently enough that it's a real hazard for going down and hitting the shell. I do need to keep the balloon at least until the second to last hit. If I drop out of the balloon, I can hit it at most 2 more times, but it has to be moving for that to be possible. I experimented a little bit here with pausing to get the Bowser statues to fire at a different rate. The fire that comes from a Bowser statue is on a global timer, meaning that it tries to fire every 2 seconds in real time. If the game is paused while it's trying to fire, it just skips that cycle. The best strategy here seemed to be to kick the shell off to the left in the beginning. That gave 3 really quick hits right away. Here is Applied Mathematics. This is actually a shell combo room. Very similar to a jump combo, a shell needs to hit 8 things before it'll start giving you 1-ups. Kicking the shell while it's in the air and bouncing off of the shell also extend the shell combo. Here we have snooze buttons. This is another jump combo room. I'm having to bounce off of the dry bones. After you jump on a dry bones, it goes to sleep, and then after a little bit it wakes back up, and you can just keep repeating that. Just like in #BigSports, this has a rope that I can climb on. Climbing on a rope doesn't count as being on the ground, so I keep my jump combo. Something that I think is worth mentioning that I didn't do in, I think, any of the footage that you're going to see, is that it's better to lose my jump combo and survive than to do a risky jump and jump into the saw. So I can actually land back on that platform in the middle and survive to keep trying to get 1-ups without having to take a strike. This is 4 Rexes, 8 bounces. Obviously another jump combo room. Rexes, when you jump off of them, they get squished and they start moving faster. So each one of these guys I can jump off of twice. I got a little bit confused about exactly what order they need to be bounced on. When you jump on one that's in front, it kind of pauses a little bit. It makes the others turn around. This is 30 coin prize. This one is going to be an actual 1-up mushroom that I collect. The green star block, if you have collected 30 or more coins in the same area as the block, when you hit it, it'll give you a 1-up mushroom. Otherwise, hitting it will just give you 1 single coin. So something a little strange happened on that first attempt. Super Mario World doesn't actually keep track of which block it was that you were hitting. It just has one timer that it uses for all multi-coin blocks. So even though I hit the second coin block 6 times and only hit the third one time, because the timer started when I started hitting the second block, that timer expired right before I hit the third one for the first time. That made it exhaust the third block, and the multi-coin timer started over when I started hitting the second block again. So really, with 4 blocks and needing to get 30 coins, that's only 7.5 coins I need to get out of each block. That would be super easy if it wasn't for the saws. Having the saws here, I really need to focus on fast falling, so I can re-jump again as fast as possible, and also spinning over and through the saws as they're coming back over to me. So I've got 23 coins out of the first 3, I just need 7 more. And the instant I get 30, I go over to the green star. This is Ultimate Frisbee. Ultimate Frisbee is a star combo room. These points count up just the same way that they do with shells or jumping on enemies. The Lakitu is throwing an unlimited number of Spinies at me, but the star only lasts for 25 Mario seconds. That gives Lakitu just enough time to throw exactly 8. Here we have Seismic Guidance. This is a room where I need to collect the 1-up. I think this is the only room where this happens, but I actually never successfully completed this room during the race. So I knew that doing a cape pound would free that 1-up. What I didn't realize is that what side you're on when you cape pound determines which direction the 1-up is going to travel. If I'm on the right side of it in cape pound, the 1-up will travel left, and if I'm on the left, it'll travel to the right when I cape pound. This is Balancing Act. This is another shell combo, this time with a disco shell, and the disco shell is just killing rocks that spawn out of these pipes. All I really have to do is stay alive and not drop the disco shell. And here is our last room. This is Skipping Rope. It's another shell combo. When I first got in there, I didn't really realize that the block in front of me was turned off. Next time I get here, I actually throw the shell towards a block that's there, but you need to go over the shell, not destroy it instantly. So I've now successfully completed 8 out of 10 rooms. I'm starting over a brand new run here. Applied Mathematics went through really quick, it always does. The second room in my attempt is Skipping Rope, and I really get into a rhythm. This is actually going to be the first time that I successfully complete Skipping Rope. It's actually a pretty simple room, I just didn't understand how to get it started. Alright, here we've got Snooze Buttons. Snooze Buttons has been pretty good for me. It's very easy to win, you just have to be careful about the saw is the main thing. I really think just taking your time and not taking risks is the best way to handle this. Here's another 30 coin prize. I've gotten way more comfortable at both just hitting these blocks fast and avoiding the saws as they come through. I actually did really well with these coin blocks. I've got 27 coins after hitting 3 of them, so that's an average of 9 coins each. And again, I just run straight to that star block. I was feeling really good about Seismic Guidance, but I ran into a saw by accident. Boomerang Baby was another one that I felt like once I figured it out one time, it was really, really consistent to get it the rest of the time. Now there's one part about Ultimate Frisbee that's kind of tricky. That Lakitu is always trying to follow you. If you spend too much time on one side of the platform over the other, and you can get yourself in a position where it's not possible to catch his Spiny. Also, you have to stay on the platform. I don't think I ever failed 4 Rex's 8 bounces after I got it the first time. Balancing Act is super safe. You just have to not jump into the ceiling. So I'm back in #Big Sports. I've got 7 clears and 2 strikes. I have to get this. There's a lot riding on this, so I'm being very, very careful not to let those spike tops get in my way. Maybe a little too careful. If I were to land on that football or the 1-up, I actually wouldn't need to make it back over to the vine. It would just win instantly. Alright, there's the end of the first section. Bonus game time? 5 more screens? No more second chances. So here's the sort of bonus 1-up minigame that you see in a few different levels of Super Mario World. We're gonna see that a few more times. This room is just a bunch of saws to avoid. The green winged saw kinda acts like a disco shell. That 1-up moves up automatically, all I have to do is survive. The way I understand that the bonus minigame works is that one of those 3 blocks on each level has a 1-up in it. That block with the 1-up needs to be the one that's hit last, and it's random every time which of the 3 blocks actually has the 1-up. This cloud here shows up normally when Yoshi eats 2 pink berries in the same level. It throws out a total of 10 coins. You need to catch every single one of those coins before it's going to throw out a 1-up. Ordinarily, this is a pretty easy way to get a 1-up. The saw does make it a little more difficult because it's kind of hard to dodge as it's flying around. Since it's homing in on both Mario's X and Y positions, it can be a little unpredictable. I don't think that you're guaranteed to get a 1-up every time using the same pattern, but it is very likely. This is probably the easiest 1-up. Just have to stay alive and I can spin on the saws. I think the main trick that I settled on was just making sure that I got really high jumps or even bounces off of the saw here, just to make sure that it went high enough in the air for me to dodge underneath it. Alright, finally got that 1-up. We've got another room of the Helming Disco Saws, but that went through really fast. Here is the vanilla 100 star bonus game. Now these blocks, as long as you hit them in the same position, they're gonna have the same picture on them every time. I really shouldn't have gotten as many non-mushrooms as I did, but it worked out. I see the goal in front of me and I just make a beeline for it, and after I touch it, I realize that I'm probably supposed to be getting a 1-up in some way. Thankfully, this room was a checkpoint. I actually didn't know for sure, but it makes a lot of sense that since there's a Yoshi, probably if you hold a Yoshi as you cross a goal tape, it'll turn into a 1-up. You have to use a little bit of cape nerd skills to fly underneath the goal tape. If you try to fly over it, it'll just count as clearing the goal tape. I'm having a little bit of struggle getting P-speed here. And now I've got perfect cape speed. It gives me plenty of time to get up on the platform. I got a little surprised that I landed on the platform. I tried for another cape pump and almost ran off, but I did get a 1-up. And now Mario has enough room to actually do the victory walk after touching the goal. This was a really, really fun idea for a level. Kind of an exploration of different ways that you can get 1-ups. When we play kaizo, 1-ups usually don't matter, except in pretty rare circumstances. It was cool to think about how to actually get them in all those different rooms. My time this week was 24 minutes and 24 seconds. That put me in 3rd place out of 13 racers who finished. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'm going to keep putting out these videos showing my part of every week's RomHack Race. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more here on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitch and TikTok. My links are down in the description.
It's over!